Days of Our Lives shock and Anna break up. Sarah caught in the middle. A mysterious return sparks chaos in Salem. Longtime Days of Our Lives fans, brace yourselves. One of Salem's most enduring and beloved couples has shockingly called it quits. In a twist that has left viewers reeling, Tony DiMera and Anna DiMera, who have weathered everything from international intrigue to family betrayal, have quietly and heartbreakingly ended their marriage. And now, in a move no one saw coming, Tony is back in Salem, and he's not alone. Not only has Tony returned without Anna, but he's already forging an unexpectedly close connection with none other than Sarah Horton, who has been preparing to divorce her longtime partner Xander Cook. The rumor mill in Salem is running wild, and fans everywhere are asking, what happened to Tony and Anna? Why is Sarah involved? And could this be the beginning of a new and controversial romance? Let's dig into everything we know so far and what Theo Penglis himself has teased about this dramatic return to daytime TV. Tony DiMera's quiet return to Salem. But where is Anna? The week of June 16th began with whispers of Theo Penglis, Tony DiMera, making his return to Days of Our Lives. The actor had been absent from the canvas for over a year due to a lack of storyline development, though he remained hopeful for a future comeback. Now, that hope has become reality. Theo revealed on Instagram that he would be appearing on screen again starting Friday, June 20th, and hinted at a mysterious new storyline involving characters he's never worked with before. It's an exciting story, he wrote, but what kind of chess game are we in? Who could be the winner? The mention of a chess game struck a powerful chord with fans, as it evoked memories of Tony's late father, Stefano DiMera, the ultimate master manipulator of Salem. Many are wondering, could Stefano's legacy somehow be playing a part in Tony's next chapter? Still, the most immediate and jarring question on everyone's mind was this: where's Anna? Anna returns alone, the split no one expected. Just days before Tony's announced return, viewers saw Anna DiMera, Leanne Hunley, back in Salem, but noticeably alone. In a heartfelt scene at the hospital, she crossed paths with Marlena Evans, where she expressed sympathy and warmth. But fans quickly picked up on what wasn't said. And who wasn't there? There was no mention of Tony joining her and no scenes showing the once inseparable pair together. Now we know why. Anna and Tony have broken up. It's a moment that marks the end of an era for fans who watched them fall in love decades ago, overcome international espionage plots, and reunite more than once through near-impossible odds. Their love story was a staple of romance in Salem, classic, dramatic, and often tragic. But this time, there was no big confrontation, no DiMera family explosion. Their separation seems to have been quiet, private, and perhaps the most painful kind of ending. Enter Sarah Horton, a new chapter, or a dangerous rebound. In an even more surprising twist, Tony isn't spending his time brooding in the DiMera mansion. He's been spotted around town with Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey. Sarah, who has been caught in a web of lies, betrayal, and heartbreak with Xander Cook, Paul Telfer, had recently filed for divorce. Her relationship with Xander, once fiery and passionate, has devolved into cold detachment and mutual distrust, especially after everything surrounding baby Victoria and Philip's manipulations. Now, Sarah appears to be leaning on Tony for support. But according to insiders and leaked set reports, this is more than just comfort between friends. There are whispers and now confirmation that Tony and Sarah have begun seeing each other. Yes, it's true. Tony DiMera and Sarah Horton are now a couple. The news has stunned the Salem community and viewers alike. While both Tony and Sarah are recovering from deep emotional wounds, their pairing raises eyebrows due to their age difference, social standing, and family history. Sarah's connection to Xander ties her to Tony's orbit through drama, not love. Could this connection be genuine, or just two broken hearts finding solace in each other? Belle and Marlena ask questions. Can the truth stay hidden? As Tony's sudden romantic involvement with Sarah becomes public, it's only a matter of time before Marlena Evans and Belle Black begin asking hard questions. Marlena, who has always had a close relationship with Tony and a deep understanding of the DiMera family's internal dynamics, may be the one to gently uncover what really happened with Anna. Belle, ever the sharp attorney and protective friend, may investigate Sarah's divorce from Xander more closely. Could there be hidden motivations? Is Sarah using Tony to make a point, or is this a sincere connection? Don't be surprised if Marlena becomes the emotional voice of reason during these confusing developments. After all, she's counseled nearly everyone in Salem at one point or another, and she may be exactly who Sarah or Tony need right now. Anna's side of the story, will she speak out? With Anna back in Salem and seeing this new relationship unfold before her eyes, she may not stay silent for long. Fans know that Anna is not one to hold back when her heart is wounded. While her first appearance was reserved, we may soon see Anna confront Tony, or even Sarah, about what has happened. Could jealousy rear its head? Or has Anna moved on as well, keeping her own secrets close to the chest? Regardless, a showdown between Anna and Sarah is almost inevitable, and when it comes, it will be one for the history books. Final thoughts. A DiMera chess game unfolds. Tony and Anna's breakup marks the end of one of Days of Our Lives' most iconic couples. But Salem never stops moving. New alliances form, unexpected romances bloom, and old wounds are reopened. Tony's new relationship with Sarah is stirring the pot, and his mysterious storyline is just beginning. With Theo Penglis promising an intriguing, high-stakes plot and interactions with unfamiliar characters, fans can expect layers of drama, secrets, and maybe even a touch of DiMera darkness from the past. Next, Days of Our Lives update. Xander and Sarah's custody clash over baby Victoria reaches a breaking point. There are few things more heart-wrenching than watching two people who once loved each other fight over the most precious part of their lives, their child. And this week in Salem, that heartbreaking conflict takes center stage as Xander Cook and Sarah Horton face off in an emotionally charged confrontation over custody and control of baby Victoria. The tension between the former couple has been brewing for months, but this week it reaches a boiling point. Hurt feelings, broken trust, and unresolved guilt bubble to the surface in scenes that are both painful and powerful. For longtime Days of Our Lives fans, this storyline is not just about custody, it's about the tragic unraveling of a relationship and the desperate hope that something good can still be salvaged. Let's walk through what happened and what it all could mean for the future of Victoria and for Xander and Sarah. A simple gift turns sour. Xander's public embarrassment. It all begins with a seemingly innocent moment. Xander, standing in the town square, holds up a tiny baby dress. Something he bought especially for Victoria. In that brief moment, he seems almost hopeful, maybe even at peace. The rough-edged man, known for violence and impulsive behavior, looks like a father simply trying to do something good. But before he can savor that moment, E.J. DiMera comes striding into the square, full of smug satisfaction. E.J. gleefully informs Xander that the city council has voted, and the result is not in Xander's favor. He also taunts Xander about his pending arrest, holding out his hand mockingly as if offering a handshake. Xander, wounded but defiant, mocks E.J. back and walks off. It's a small scene, but one that sets the tone. Xander is a man under fire from all sides, barely keeping his world together. A chance meeting with Kayla, harsh truths from an old friend later. Kayla Brady leaves the Brady pub, her arms full of takeout containers, only to run into a disheartened Xander outside. She greets him coolly, her tone cautious, her words biting. "That was disappointing," she says, referring to Xander's most recent behavior, perhaps the entire mess he's landed in. Xander, trying to recover his dignity, insists that he's changed and wants to be a force for good. But Kayla, ever the straight shooter, isn't buying it. She reminds him sharply that his inability to control his temper, his anger, his rash choices has likely destroyed his life permanently this time. It's a wake-up call Xander doesn't want to hear, but perhaps one he needs. Kayla's words cut deep, and as she walks away, Xander is left alone with his thoughts. He sinks onto a bench outside the pub, the weight of recent events settling on him like a storm cloud. A phone call changes everything. Sarah reaches out just as Xander begins to spiral. His phone rings. To Sarah. Though the two have been distant, strained by betrayal, lies, and broken promises, Sarah has reached out. She wants to talk, and it's about Victoria. Xander doesn't hesitate. He rushes to the Kiriakis' mansion, driven by a sliver of hope that he might still be allowed to be a part of his daughter's life. Tense negotiations and harsh boundaries. When Xander arrives at the mansion, his usual sharp tongue shows itself again. He makes a few sarcastic comments about Sarah's phone still working, a reminder of the silence between them. But Sarah isn't here to trade barbs. She's here to lay down the law. Sarah informs Xander in no uncertain terms that he will not be getting custody of Victoria. The courts and her own judgment are against him. However, she is willing to discuss visitation, and she lays out strict terms. Supervised visits. Only visits must take place at the mansion. No unannounced appearances. He may only see Victoria at times that suit Sarah's schedule. Sarah finishes with a blunt ultimatum: take it or leave it. And surprisingly, Xander doesn't fight. Take it, he says quietly. In that moment, for all his anger and pride, Xander accepts the scraps being offered. A sliver of access to his daughter, under Sarah's watchful eye. It's not enough, but it's all he's going to get. The dress and the last word before he leaves. Xander pulls out the tiny baby dress, the one he was admiring in the square, and hands it to Sarah. There's a softness in the gesture, a quiet reminder that no matter how much they've hurt each other, Victoria is still at the heart of it all. But Sarah, who has grown harder, stronger, and more self-protective, can't resist one final jab. She tells Xander plainly, "This is all on you. I make the rules now." The message is clear. The old dynamic is gone. Sarah no longer trusts him, and she will protect their daughter on her own terms. A dangerous accusation. The ghost of Philip. It's at this breaking point that Xander lashes out emotionally and irrationally. He accuses Sarah of having created the very conditions that led to what happened with Philip Kyriakis. Though details of Philip's current condition remain murky, it's clear Xander believes Sarah played a role in some deeper fallout, perhaps emotional manipulation, perhaps even betrayal. It's a cruel accusation, and Sarah is stunned. But it's also a sign of how deeply damaged their relationship has become. What was once love and trust has turned into blame, regret, and unresolved pain. Final reflections. Love lost? A child in the middle. This chapter of Xander and Sarah's story is one of heartbreak. Not the explosive kind full of cheating and scandal, but the slow, painful kind that happens when trust is broken and lives are pulled apart by choices and consequences. Their daughter, Victoria, now becomes the silent centerpiece in a battle of pride and fear. Both parents love her deeply, that much is clear. But whether they can rise above their own pain to truly do what's best for her remains to be seen. As Salem watches from the sidelines, fans are reminded that some of the most powerful moments on Days of Our Lives aren't the weddings or explosions. They're these quiet, painful human scenes. The ones where two people try to pick up the pieces of a once great love and figure out how to parent together despite everything. Stay tuned as this emotional custody storyline continues to unfold. In Salem, nothing stays quiet for long, and with Xander and Sarah, the next twist is always just around the corner.